Hello, hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 381. This is Rajyasree.
And this is Abhinandan. Sekhri, thanking you for all the love you have shown. We have 13 letters to read today. Thank you, Rajyasree. Are you feeling validated?
No, I just feel something was wrong with the server and people had been writing all along.
We have actually 17 emails. 18.
And then...
Okay, so fine. Thank you for the love. We shall read all the emails today and we shall tell you whatever you have asked us through those emails.
Yes.
But before we start, I'd also like to thank you for the subscriptions. It appears that some of you Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap watchers have also started subscribing. I'm
To save my face.
grateful. Thank you so much. Here's the QR code. Subscribe, pay to keep news free. We can say whatever we want because we aren't dependent on advertisers. So that is the reason that neither does Netflix pay us, neither does Amazon Prime pay us. So we are not obliged to
Review favorably.
or even acknowledge.
Even mention.
Only once in a while, I suspect that a certain
do.
whiskey brand gives a case to a certain address in Gurgaon.
I'm just
and
saying...
we start reviewing really boring short films because of Bewdi Behna.
But I'm just saying as a message to other alcohol brands and all, I'm not much of a whiskey drinker. So if any vodka brand or gin brand or wine brand wants to start making short films and then sending one peti to me,
See,
like it's a long process.
After that whole classy thing, you ended on peti.
I live in Gurgaon. At the end of the
Rajyasree,
day,
too
it's contagious. Gurgaon is contagious.
Cheers. Chalo Rajyasree Sen. We will be discussing a documentary film on Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, which I really want to watch. So if you'd wait for me to watch it, we can review it together. We have so many emails because I've watched Severance, which you haven't watched.
Then we won't review anything or we are only
Why?
doing
Severance,
Severance.
Oscars, and we have so many emails and the trailer.
Because that documentary is really good.
No, I really want to watch it.
And I cried and cried.
I mean, because I can talk about something which I watched, which is called the Honeymoon Crasher. Because I'll tell you why I watched it. But
Who is this? Is Odisha's film industry has made or something I don't want to discuss.
it's a French film.
Oh my God.
So,
So
but
sorry.
first the headline, Rajyasree Sen.
Yes. In good news, Salman Khan is returning to the big screen on Eid with Sikandar.
In bad news, the trailer makes it seem like it's the exact same action drama as the last few films. It's true for all his film, and one new ingredient has been added. Any super violent hero-centric film will always have Rashmika Mandana. That's as the lead, female lead. I think now that is her. She has said, this is my role in life.
Yeah.
We will review the trailer.
Yes.
In good news, Shri, 100 times Prime Minister, Jai Ho, the great, the wonderful, the one and only great leader, etc., etc. PM Narendra Modi inaugurated Anandamani's Wildlife Centre, Vantara in Gujarat.
In bad news, well, the PM was seen high-fiving lions. He was feeding lion cubs milk. He was playing with an orangutan. And there were raccoons, I think. Like our boy has got raccoons also over there. But Anant Ambani did not offer him what he offered Rahul Kanwal.
Hathi ki khichdi.
Hathi ki khichdi, because that even... Sir said, ये मुझसे नहीं होगा.
आनंद भाई ये इंसान खा सकता है ये हाथी की
हाँ
खिचड़ी?
आपके लिए देता हूँ मैं थोड़ा.
पक्का?
हाँ दीजिए.
टेस्टी रहेगा कैसा रहेगा?
एकदम टेस्टी रहेगा, आप थोड़ा खा लीजिए.
मैंने जो लंच में खिचड़ी खाई थी उससे बेटर है ये खिचड़ी. आनंद भाई आपके साथ हाथी का खिचड़ी और हाथी का जूस. Amazing. This is like living the life elephant size.
And in disturbing news, that entire zoo, it doesn't look like a wildlife this thing. I don't know why he's rescuing Sumatran tigers, Sumatra cat. But in disturbing news, it looks like the island of a James Bond villain.
Yeah. Also, there was the lions that were there. So in Calcutta, there used to be, which is not a normal thing to have. There was a lion, there was a tigon, and we had a litigon. You know, so they'd crossbred many things, which I'm, of course, talking about in 1980. These things were not frowned upon that much. Over here, first of all, Mr. Modi was fine with giving the lion cubs milk from a bottle. The big lions, he clearly said, listen, I'm not risking this. They'll be on that side of the glass
Which
wall.
is smart.
Why? A true man would say, I would say, I'll go in.
You're a true man.
I'm a
Rajyasree.
true man.
Just
But-
so you know, when we went to Mauritius with Rocky and Mayur, and they had this facility of, going and
Yeah.
stroking lions and tigers inside this thing, I refuse to. I think it's a very dumb thing to do because they're wild animals, no matter how much you think you love them.
So in Kruger, then I'll give a different story after this. In Kruger in South Africa, so you can pet the lion cubs. They don't let you go and pet the lions anyway. The lion cubs are going to be released back, but our man, Anant, not our man Modi, Anant Ambani has got lions, normal lions. He has a white lioness walking around. He has another albino lion. Also he's done what he is like Michael Jackson. Without Michael Jackson's singing
See, Rajyasree
and
said,
dancing this thing.
there
If
is-
I had money, I would do this.
I would not. I mean,
No, I would not
I'd
also.
go around watching every football game.
Also,
Champions
you're
League.
not supposed to, lions and tigers do not live in the same habitat. That
Rajyasree
is,
said, not just lions, like we lions also don't share.
so that even Mr.
But-
Modi, like you were saying,
But Rajyasree
I'm
said,
sher hai.
but Rajyasree said, I've forgotten what I want to say. Let's move on.
But we would have a link below, which is to the Himal article on how these elephants are being procured from across the country. Elephants from Assam who should be rehabilitated are being transferred across state lines. So when you're Vaniji, you do what you have to for your child.
I just remembered what I want to say, that since Reliance tied up with Aramco,
Huh.
which is a Saudi
Aramco,
company.
mat bolo Aramco.
whatever. It
Aramco
is,
sounds like a mattress company.
which it is.
Aramco,
But
Aramco,
because in Saudi all these sheikhs and all have lions,
Yeah.
tigers, he said, "Main bhi Madonna." In other news, in good news, actor Kangana Ranaut and lyricist Javed Akhtar resolved their defamation through mediation and have made up.
In better news, I don't know, Abhinandan won't agree with this, but in better news, Kangana has said that Javed Akhtar has promised to write a song for her next film. He might also do the music for, she's also a restaurateur. She has a new restaurant up in the hills now called The Mountain Story.
Very nice. So I wonder what the song to her will sound like. एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा जैसे. I will not say anything.
No, don't say anything. You can't say. I can still get away
Yeah,
with this.
because then it'll be sexism.
Yeah.
In good news, the Supreme Court allowed YouTuber Ranveer Allahabadia to resume uploading his podcasts and shows on social media.
But in bad news, the court has ordered him to submit an undertaking that his podcast will maintain morality and decency and also be suitable for all ages. It did not mention that he should not have that expression on his face where,
But
Huh?
Rajyasree, in better news, no one has asked us to maintain morality
Yeah.
or decency on our podcast. So awful and also ended up will be as usual, immoral and indecent.
yeah. But our expressions will be smarter and cleverer than his because it's impossible to reach that level.
Okay. So Rajyasree
I'm
said-
just saying.
on that note,
We'll first read this thing letter.
let's read a couple because we have so many.
Yeah. Sneha has written, this is from last week. We weren't able to read all of them. Hi, News Laundry team. I watched Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl show and was struck by how audaciously and fearlessly he stood up to the establishment and how the opposite is happening in India. Artists, actors, sports people are all sellouts, and if they fall out of line, they are punished. Your work at NL makes me a bit hopeful. Abhinandan has never been mentioned in the same vein as Kendrick Lamar till now, but it's always a first time. Big salute for refusing to take ads. I have loathed the advertising industry for more than 2 decades now, even more than corrupt officials. Every product they sell is toxic, whether it is alcohol, noodles, chips, or juice, and the worst is their appropriation of social issues. We grew up in the 90s watching ads, unfortunately getting conditioned by them. I had a few suggestions for merchandise and organic laundry detergent, as you frequently report on water pollution. I really wish you'd have notebooks and journals. You should also consider doing an...
Abhinandan Kurta. Good
I don't know
point.
about this. Keep going.
See, Sneha, we're happy to do a kurta. I don't know how many will be sold, but we did start a soap. It was an organic
Yeah.
soap, but they didn't sell it. The cost benefit analysis doesn't work out.
They were very nice. A trio of soaps. they
Sabki
were.
Dhulai it was called.
Mm.
This is what it looked like. We'll consider starting it again, but thank you. Regarding, what Sneha has said about, celebrities, sellouts, etc. I would just like your view on this before we read the next email,
Hmm.
Miss Sen. This Oscars, I didn't watch it. I'm sure you did, and
Hmm.
you'll have lots to say about it. Some of the observations were that it wasn't as political as Oscars often tend to be. And some kind of said that maybe that's not such a bad thing. Because, and it made me think that maybe it's not such a bad thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe since that is a platform when it's given, that is when most people are watching issues that are deeply unjust should be taken up. But does that often take away from the art itself because people get self-conscious? People like Jodie Foster's father, he's a hardcore Trumpian. What's his name?
John Voight.
John Voight is a Trumpster, whatever
Oh.
it's called. This guy's a Republican. What's his name? Charlton Heston was a hardcore
IRA.
Republican.
He was the Rifle Association.
Then someone who I really admire, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
He's, Republican. And these people are all talented people. Sometimes do you think they get uncomfortable as it is, the arts are deeply, majorly liberal or progressive, the politics of it. In any case, they know they're outnumbered. Do you think it could actually make a lot of talent that is not politically aligned to the liberal side just feel claustrophobic and have the opposite impact if it's too political, like with speeches and all?
I don't think so, because I think if you're Republican, you pretty much have no shame like our right wingers. They sit there like that, like they're like, okay, whatever. But it wasn't that it was not political, I have to say, which we'll talk about later. But it was quite political, the show. It's as political without being. It was not like.
No, earlier, though, they'd name Trump and make fun of him.
4 years back, that's what. 4 years back would have been his first term, right? Robert De Niro walked on to present
Trump
something, and he said, first of all, fuck Donald Trump. And you also think, imagine that in India, something like, forget India, even where is Maria Ressa from? Philippines, imagine if some actor.
You can't say because no one can pronounce his name.
Yeah, so people were wearing those Palestine flags, all that, like well-known actors and all. It was a little subtle this time.
I mean, I just thought, but I will say that I remember many years ago, I wrote an open letter to Anupam Kher, which suddenly at that time went viral. The link is in the show notes below.
But he was very gracious.
He called me up. He was gracious, and I think he's pretty clever. I was played. He said, I read your letter. I have a response, but I can't write like you do. So I'll tell you and you write it. I said, of course, Mr. Kher. He told me, and I wrote on his behalf, rebutting myself, adding, stuff that he hadn't thought of. But I mean, I just think the contents of that letter, the one that I had written to him, and that in a sense is a case for not making award functions too political. But I don't have a firm position, but it just got me thinking. That's all. Yes, Rajyasree said. Yes, but thank you for that email, Sneha. And Prachi says, hi, Miss Sen and Mr. Sekhri. Often and awesome always makes me smile. Thank you. I think you hear this all the time, but the banter between you two is very amusing and comforting. Not all the time. Often I'm told that I'm very rude, which I'll come and I'll whine later. In fact, all the podcasts at on News Laundry comforting, because these days we rarely get to see people with different points of view having a cordial conversation. They all keep me sane. And Prachi, you must always strive for sanity. Even if you are Mr. Trump and many of the people who say insane things in our political circles. This week, I absolutely loved Abhinandan's rendition of Like a Virgin. My favorite version of Like a Virgin used to be the one in the movie Moulin Rouge. Did I pronounce that correctly, Rajyasree?
Very good. Too good. Too good.
From today, it's Abhinandan's version. Thanks, Rajyasree, for suggesting it. Prachi, just one thing. Rajyasree did not suggest it. She does not have to get credit for everything.
No. Or suggesting that you sing Like a Virgin, I guessed. You said, now I'll sing. And I said, you're going to sing Like a Virgin, right? So in a way, I preempted it. I didn't suggest it. So I'm like a precog from that Minority
Report. You should not get credit for the choice of song, is my point. Should you?
Yeah, I should in a way, I feel.
See,
like Modi ji also feels it.
All the people, this is what I have to deal with. And you say I'm the villain.
I did guess it before you sang it, is all I'm saying. Jershi Grace has written, "Hey guys, I love the podcast and I hope it becomes a weekly release. It's nice to have something chill in the midst of all the crazy things happening in the world right now. I would like to recommend 2 Malayalam movies. We've reviewed one, Autumn, and Nadana Sambhavan,
Sambhavam.
if I've
Sambhavam.
said it incorrectly. Sorry. Would love to hear your thoughts on these movies. Thank you and keep being awesome."
So, Autumn has been reviewed already.
Autumn.
It's Autumn or Autumn?
Autumn.
जैसे rainy season autumn, वैसे Uncle Ji के bottom. Did you remember that song?
No, we didn't learn all these.
I remember
I'm
the
from
song.
a very classy background. You didn't say all that.
So Rajyasree, fine, thanks. Josh, I'm guessing. Thanks, Grace. We will make a note of the one that hasn't been reviewed and put on the list of the many Malayalam films that actually have been recommended to us.
Yeah.
By the way, you can mail us at podcasts@newslaundry.com. I repeat, podcasts@newslaundry.com. We only entertain the suggestions, the critique, the criticism, and recommendation of subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber, you can leave your comments on YouTube or curse us on social media. But here's the QR code. You can become a subscriber, and if you're a subscriber, your suggestions are looked at way more seriously. So
Correct.
actually, let's come back to the emails a little later.
Yes.
Let's review this Severance Season 2. But just to say why only watch Severance and nothing else is
Right? Let's hear. Because Mohan Bagan is Bengal were
because
playing.
Champions League. Yesterday, Rajyasree calls us up. Right, I hope you're going to watch whatever XYZ. I said, no, I'm going to sleep from...
XYZ, na? Only one thing, Superman documentary,
Yes,
which is 1.5
I'm going to
hours.
sleep from 10 to 1:30, wake up at 1:30, watch Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, which I watch, then go back to sleep at 3:30, then wake up in the morning at 7, get dressed, come to office, do all this. So, and then tonight, I have to again follow the same, go to
You
sleep
don't
1:30.
have to.
I can talk about how the game was, Atletico Real Madrid. It was like
Nobody
very
wants to know.
underwhelming.
Nobody wants to know this.
with
Why don't
Grizz.
y'all watch Chima O'Kerry's old matches? They were much better.
So, Severance, this is season 2. I'll just remind everybody, it has been directed by Ben Stiller, and he was, really appreciated for it. It's not Ben Stiller,
Ben Stiller?
but the credit doesn't, yes.
No, he's an EP
an
in
EP,
this.
okay,
but
EP.
no, but it was created by him. This
No,
season I saw is
the creator is Dan Erickson, but it was apparently produced and directed by Ben Stiller.
but he's been
whatever.
given all credit for it.
So we've reviewed season 1, I
Yes.
do believe.
And we
so-
loved season
and we
1.
loved
Both of
it.
us loved it.
So season 2, Rajyasree, I got up to episode 4. You only got up to episode 2.
No,
and a
I
half.
watched 8 episodes.
Don't lie, you just told me. So
watched
I
it.
must say, I was extremely disappointed because after episode 2, I actually lost interest. And I don't think this idea of dropping them 1 week at a time is good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just want to binge watch it, then you may retain it. I wasn't being able to read. I'm not following the plot. I'm not sure what's happening. And I understood season 1 quite well.
No, and season 1 was very gripping. You wanted to watch the next episode. In season 2, so that's what I told you also. See, the first episode, I found it very boring, in fact. The second episode was just, I was like, what's happening? And clearly this is not one of those double screen shows. Because I was doing triple screen. I had my laptop on my lap. I was watching this and I was checking
And
some
you were still
WhatsApp
bored.
and I was still bored. Then I closed the laptop. I said, maybe I should concentrate. I still did not understand what is happening over there. Something called Cold Harbor is there. That much I paid attention to. But it's still that Lumen facility that they work in. There are still innies and outies.
And now they've kind of figured out how to merge the two. The innies have figured out they're trying to get something out of this place.
Out of the outies also.
And they are kind of aware of the outie.
Yeah.
It's
very
also,
confusing.
I think this was episode 4 where they are going for this, where they've been sent outdoor for that
For
in
a
the
picnic.
winter, for that, not a picnic, but it's a whatever outdoor activity.
Okay.
It's so slow. And I don't know, maybe our patience with slow cinema has gone. They're just such detailed shots. It is episode 4. There's of them just walking and then another cut walking and they're just walking. I'm like, can we? And it's a thriller. You see, if it was not a thriller, if it was not
Mm.
positioned as a thriller, I wouldn't care. And then you can watch it. It's like an Adur Gopalakrishnan film where there's just the gate.
So
Right.
I did not understand what was happening. It was taking me very long to follow the story. I was not interested in their lives anymore. In Severance Part 2, I'm saying. And I don't think I will watch the third episode.
I don't think I'll watch the fifth either.
Yeah.
It has really been a letdown. I think it's the worst sequel I have ever come
Yeah.
across.
It's
Like
really bad.
Sacred Games, great sequel. That other one,
So many
Patalo, great
White
sequel.
Lotus say, which is fabulous, the sequels have been.
And sometimes even the sequel is not as good.
But it's good.
It's a little. This is like two different shows.
God, but Ben Stiller, so it remind me for the Oscars, I'll say it's something that he did.
So
At the
coming
Oscar.
to the related point, since I was watching this and I was like, there's no way I can finish this. Let me try to watch something else because I had my laptop open. I
Yeah.
had committed myself to an hour of laptop viewing. So now what do I do?
Watched a French film instead.
So I just went on Netflix. I said, let me try to watch something that will not bore me to death.
I'm just saying you could have also watched Superman then. Since you were looking for something to
Yeah,
watch.
but I really needed to be uplifted.
Or like that.
So
That's true.
On Netflix, there's a show called Honeymoon Crasher, which is the English version. The original title is Lune de Mail Avec Ma Mere.
Punjabi film.
it's
Original is a
French.
Punjabi.
It's French.
Huh?
So here's how it's spelled.
Jasleen Royale, isn't it? Huh?
Maybe it's not pronounced Lune de Me
I'm
Avec Ma Tere Me.
100% sure it's not.
It's
but
directed
sure.
by Nicholas Kuche,
This is
C-U-C-H-E.
definitely
And its writers are Laurent Turner. I know how to pronounce
Lahore,
Laurent.
you know.
Because I know someone called...
Lahore, you
I know
know.
someone who's
Yeah.
Laurent called Laurent.
Yeah.
Nicholas Kuche and
Couché.
one more person. It stars Michel Larocque, Julien Frisson,
These are not getting a French
Rossi de
visa
Palma.
anytime. So
Palma
it's
Ham.
okay.
So Rajyasree said it's really
What is it
interesting.
about?
And it was so interesting that I was watching it just as this whole Ranveer Alabadia controversy was unfolding.
Hmm.
It's about this guy who gets dumped. It's a very funny opening scene. He's getting married in church and his fiancée leaves him right at the altar and fucks
Okay.
off.
Hmm.
He's heartbroken. He doesn't get a reimbursement from Mauritius honeymoon package that he has booked. And so his mother says, instead of wasting it,
Huh.
I'll come with you because it's a
Which
two-person
was
package.
not a bad
So
idea.
they're all honeymoon couples, and he and his mother, who the organizer assumes is a honeymoon couple, that it ages a little.
Okay, yeah.
So
Progressive.
it kind of borders on things that our Supreme Court would frown at, like when all the couples are rubbing oil when they are sun tanning
Huh.
on the back. Even his mother says, "Rub on mine,"
Huh.
and he's watching it. It's like a little weird zone, but it's quite funny.
It's sounding. But the French have a very good sense of humor.
But it's not that funny. But it's quite funny.
So
But
I
maybe I
was,
just watched it after Severance, so it seemed
yeah,
funny.
so it seemed funny. There's a film called Perfect Strangers, which is on Amazon as far as I know. It's the most remade film in the world.
Really?
And it was remade, the Akshay Kumar film with that woman, Vani Kapoor and all, Tapsi Pannu and all. So, but watch the original Perfect Strangers. It's a Spanish film, I think. It is excellent and you'll really like it. It's about 6 couples who are very close friends who one evening are just having a dinner together, and they decide it was made many years back, some 20 years back, and they say, okay, let's put all our cell phones, like we won't look at our cell phones and all, and the first person who looks at the cell phone has to read out the message. And how things just, everyone's very good-natured about it, and then the kind of secrets that start coming out. And it's such a well-made film. If you have to watch a foreign film, is all I'm saying.
Right.
But before anything, we will read one more mail,
Yes.
which is from Tina Thompson. I like Tina Thompson's name.
TT, alliteration.
Alliteration, Abhinandan knows. Hi, Abhinandan.
Okay, name 5 figures of speech, Rajyasree sen.
Malapropism.
Okay.
You don't know what malapropism
I do.
is? Okay. Alliteration, repetition,
You can't name 5.
recitation.
Recitation.
Of course I know.
Your fraud nature,
No.
of your fraud Angrezhness has come out.
I am genuinely English, so I don't have to name things.
Okay.
That's what I
So what
said.
does Tina say?
Tina has said, "Hi, Abhinandan and Rajyasree. Hope you review Black Warrant this week." We've reviewed it. This is a
Tina,
shame,
you're
Tina.
late to the party, but you can
Yeah.
click on the link in the
Yeah.
show notes below and
We
listen to our
even
earlier
spoke
review.
to the part of the cast. I enjoyed watching it. Abhinandan, are you writing part 2 of the book with Sunil Gupta?
Tina, you asked me like genuinely curious, or is there a
I don't
gag
know.
there
Is
that
there
I've...
dig
Or
it?
maybe Tina's saying that if I go into jail to set
Then
you up,
no, that's true.
if I'm
It's a
setting you
kiss.
up with Sukesh.
It's a kiss. It can. I would write. I'm just saying, I hope I never have to go to jail. But if I went to jail, the cracker of a book I would come out with, I would bloody win the Booker and Pulitzer. What a waste if someone goes to jail and doesn't write a book.
Actually, I'm always amazed at how unself-consciously pompous you are.
No.
And how people give me a bad name.
But I'm a very good writer and I'm very curious about people and drawing their
You're not.
secrets out. I'm very curious.
Rajyasree, whenever one goes out, do you spend more time asking people about themselves or telling them about
No,
yourself?
if I ask too much, then you say, don't be so this thing. Why are you asking so many questions? I don't want to tell you. Then I feel bad, to protect my feelings. I don't ask. But otherwise, I would ask. Sukesh will not say, Sukesh will say, you want to know what private jet I bought for her? Then he'll say, this is what baby girl is going to get next.
First of all, you'll be in separate cells.
Are we in separate cells? This is
Because
also-
you'll be male jail, he'll be female jail. Sorry, other way around.
You will be.
I recently came across Slow Horses and binge
Very
watched the
good.
whole 3 seasons. Rajyasree's reviewed it.
Yeah. I think Rajyasree may enjoy it too. I've reviewed it as a fan of mystery thrillers, but I've only watched season 1. Then I didn't watch. I couldn't get the message from the Cadbury ad either.
Yeah, no one could.
Even they could not, maybe.
Okay.
But perhaps no more trying to remind people of their presence in the market flooded with imported chocolates and Gen Z lingo. We'll listen in on Friday.
All right, Tina.
And Manish has said, I have only resubscribed because he started a video version of ANA. So please take note of that.
Thank
Watch
you, Manish.
the India versus Pak documentary on Netflix. And what intrigued me are why is a documentary on one series of 2005 India tour of Pakistan was touted as a general India versus Pak cricket rivalry. Why no? Second point is why no archival footage of sections of matches in India apart from why were there no archival footage apart from the Calcutta match? I can't believe Netflix was not able to manage clips from BCCI. Why only a handful of people were interviewed? Why no Sachin, Rahul, VVS? Maybe they didn't agree. That's why.
So, Manish, I haven't seen the documentary film, neither am I interested in. But I can tell you, as having been a producer and director of TV shows, all the things that you have questioned demonstrate that this has not been thought through from the point of view of that we will make a film on this rivalry at some point. It is a project that says, okay, these days, like after the spectacular success of the Chicago Bulls story, The Last Dance, then the World Cup documentary films or other series,
Yeah.
they said, okay, this is working. What do we have? We can do this. What do we have the rights for? We have the rights for this. We don't want to spend time, energy getting the rights of this or talk to that. Whatever we can do in this much time, let's do it, churn it out and throw it out as a project. Because that, aajkal wo chal raha hai. That is what I can say with fair amount of confidence has happened to this. It's not really been made with the point of view, let's make a crack over a series. Like when you watch The Last Dance, this was made with the confidence that we will make something that is so fucking amazing that people will say, wow. Whereas, as opposed to, let's make something because something is working, it'll make us some money. Two different motivations. So, Rajyasree sir, the next letter is from Mitu Titu.
Mittu Tittu.
So, I'm amazed and very pleasantly surprised with the names that have written these days letters. Nix and Rajyo, love you guys to bits. Mitu Titu, love you to bits too. Have written to you over the years under several assumed names. Oh, so Mitu Titu is not your real name.
Real name?
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Who's going to name?
Well,
Yeah.
my sister's name is Mitu, so just say.
No, but her full name, good name is not, pet name is.
Writing again to tell you both about this embarrassing instance when I used to live in Delhi. My work was in Oakland. As I got down from my rickshaw, I saw someone that I thought was Rajyo. So I walked up to her and asked her if she was our Rajyo. She looked exactly the same. Oh, this must be when Cindy Crawford was in town.
Are you making your fat shaming me? Height shaming
Am
me?
I? You think I'm a Congress
Skin
spokesperson?
complexion
No,
shaming
I'm
me?
just saying because you had once texted that
I can, in the right light, I do.
The face that she made me realize how uncomfortable that made her, making me never approach the famous people I see here in Bombay, sorry.
Bombay now.
Embarrassing, yes. Love you guys, yes, and yes. Me too, thank you so much for your
Thank
subscription.
you.
Thank you for your support. But Rajyasree Sen, you're a famous person.
That's what I took away from this. After everything, that's what I took away. So we will discuss the Oscars, which I watch on Geo Hotstar.
What time do you wake up?
No, I watch it on Geo Hotstar. No, but I wake up at 5:36.
Because you used to watch it live, I remember.
Yeah, I used to review it, which is what I was thinking. Wow, I used to actually get up at 5:30.
Not only, I think for newslaundry also, you've watched it and sent the article by
Yeah.
noon, I remember.
Before noon. I was not such a late Latif. It finished at 9:30.
Oh, finished at 9:30.
For 2.5 hours, I was writing about War and Peace. And yeah. No, but I used to, for many, many years, I used to get up very early and watch
So
it.
this guy who's won like 4 Academy Awards, he was a
Anora.
director,
The
he was a
Anora.
writer, he was everything.
No, they won for different things. Anora's won best, like the film won 4 awards. He did not win 4 awards. He won 2,
Yeah, so he's,
but 2.
Okay,
And then Anora's Mikey Madison, who's the actress, won best actress. And they got one more, I think, best originals
Hmm.
music.
Hmm.
Film, best director.
Did you see? Did you watch the show or not?
No,
You
no,
asked
they
the
won
producer
some-
everything. Priyali, why don't you come and sit? Rajyasree, go produce the show.
That also I can try. I not do a good job of it, but I can try. So they won for this thing, but I just read something which is really sad because it was a really small budget film. So the fact that it was such a small budget film and it's like wiped clean all the awards is quite impressive. But he basically kept it small budget by not paying for any health insurance or anything for the cast and crew.
I don't think that's legal.
It's not legal. So he also did not enroll them in the SAG, whatever it's called. Like he did not enroll them in one of the unions. So there was no union enrollment. And then they all got together and made a complaint. So he finally had to give a certain kind of, like a modicum of the health insurance and so on. He didn't give the full thing. So that's why it was kept to such a small budget also. But I'm going to watch it. Anora's available on Amazon Prime. And I just realized after watching the entire Oscars that Heretic wasn't nominated, where it was nominated in all the other, like Hugh Grant was nominated for Best Actor in BAFTA, SAG Awards, all of them. So in this, it was not.
So I'll, as usual, have to give you the factual information, and Rajyasree, who watched the awards, can spread the rumors. So as I mentioned, I was right. He is the only one to have won 4 awards for the same film. Anora won a total of 5 Oscars, whereas Sean Baker won 4.
So what are the 4?
So he won for director, writer, which is a record equaling feat for awards for the same person. I'll just check.
I'm
but
telling you
basically-
the others are for other things.
Yeah, but no, it's for other things. That Anora as a film won 5 awards. Out of that,
He was the editor also.
he was so he has won 4 because he got credit for those things, whether it's producer or director or editor or writer. He got 4. So he as an
Okay.
individual.
Okay.
As a film, Anora got 5.
Okay.
So now that you know the information, now you can listen to the gossip.
Anyway. So Conan was the host this time. And he did make a dig at
On the
Trump.
outfit.
No, and on Trump.
Oh, he
and
did?
because he said, so basically the storyline of Anora is she's a hooker, she's a sex worker, and she falls in love with this Russian billionaire.
Oh, I've seen
And
the promo of
promo
this.
you would have
It doesn't seem
definitely
like a
seen.
low budget film at all, man.
No, it's a low budget
But
film.
the
and
promo
she's-
doesn't make it seem like a low budget film.
So he said 2 wins already. I guess Americans are excited to see somebody finally stand up to a powerful Russian because she basically dumps that
Oh, I see.
Russian billionaire. So he said that. Then there were Guy Pearce and all were wearing those Palestine these things. Then who else?
And a film, I mean, there was
Yeah. So the film No Other Land, which won the Oscar for Best Documentary, speaks about the Israel-Palestinian thing. So a large number of actors didn't stand up when they won. And the director said that, we didn't get a screening in the
New York.
US.
In the US.
We've had such
Wow.
trouble getting a screening. So they spoke about this thing that, this displacement of people and so on. Then who else was there? Well-known people, I'm thinking of.
So nothing spectacular happened basically.
No, so Daryl Hannah came out. Do you remember Daryl Hannah?
Splash.
Yeah. So she came out and she said, Slava Ukraina. So they did all those little.
She's Ukrainian.
No, she stands for Ukraine.
I see. Okay.
Like that. And, but otherwise, no one, Adrian Brode. He spoke for 5 minutes.
He's one.
He's supposed to speak for 45
He
seconds.
set
which
the
is-
record.
Yeah. So I get that you don't want to speak for 45 seconds. You want best actor at the end of the day. 1.5 minutes is also fine. 5 minutes. And I have to say that even I noticed, and then everyone, of course,
Noticed after you
tweeted-
noticed.
After I noticed.
After you
and
mentioned it.
people, then they started mentioning when he was walking up the steps to the thing, his girlfriend, his partner is Harvey Weinstein's
He's throwing the chewing gum.
ex-wife,
Hmm.
Georgina Chapman. And he realized, so he threw the chewing gum and she went to catch I wouldn't catch it. I'd say you throw it then. So, and she couldn't catch it if you're throwing such a small gum at someone. So he just he didn't throw it at her like that, but he threw it to her to catch, which
Anyway,
was a bit much.
I just find him really strange. But anyway, he's a very talented guy. But I've noticed Rajyasree Sen,
But he looks very ravaged always. Like he doesn't do happy films.
I think the pianist, I don't know if you watched it,
Yeah.
it was so good.
He's
He
very
was so
good. This is supposed to be very good also.
He was so
Brutalist.
good in The Village also. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
He was in The
He was
Village.
in The Village.
Joaquin Phoenix was in The Village.
It was not a mono act.
It was not a mono act.
There were other actors also.
Mono act. Then there was, I'll tell you, what were the other interesting? Timothy Chalamet was there in a yellow suit with his partner, which is Kylie Jenner. So it's Kardashian. So they were there. Then who else was there? That whole thing with Adam Sandler was very funny that they did. Where he was, because he did walk the red carpet and everything in those shorts and his hoodie. And other than that, they didn't really. But of the ones who won, I don't know whether this Mikey Madison's. I have to watch Anora to see whether it's so fabulous, her acting. Sometimes I feel at the Oscars and all, they choose like one small offbeat film and they just give it all the awards. So
I mean,
that
it
happens also.
sometimes. But at least the system of the Oscars is better than many others. So even if you don't agree with it, it's more democratic.
But they do campaign. There's massive
Sure.
campaigning
Hmm.
that happens. But it's a vote and properly done.
There is still a flaw with it. But it is better than not knowing how the award was
Yeah.
decided upon. So we will now just go with the emails. We will at the end review the trailer of Sikandar. We'll come to that at the end. But here are a few emails. Madan says, you will have to see what previous episode of Awful and Awesome which had TGIK review. What is TGIK? Oh, I was put off by Miss Sen's comment at the time of the TGIF review on A&A. I would like to know why you didn't like TGIK at the time and now you seem to have had a change of heart. So Rajyasree did not like it then, but in retrospect you don't.
No, I said it was very gross looking,
I
which
see.
it
I think I didn't
was.
like it.
And I didn't think it was that wonderful, maybe. And I must have made the same comment that in Bengal these things don't happen.
Yeah.
That
And
is
someone
what I would.
said that they do. Then Sandeep says, Dear ANR, love the last episode. Thanks for recommendation of Black Warrant as well. Absolutely love the series. Niku, when you ask how long a good movie or series,
Is
do you actually think of rationing your time to watch it or is it just your impulse
impulse
reaction?
reaction also.
Not really. I mean, I've watched a few like Severance Season 1 or Abhi, the one I really liked, which is based on Rupert Murdoch's this thing.
Succession.
That I just couldn't stop watching it.
So they
But-
both were nominated.
Oh, okay.
Kendall and as in Kieran Culkin
Yeah, he
and
won.
this one were nominated.
But otherwise, yeah, I ration it. I know that I'm going to go home. I'll watch one episode, then I'll go to sleep. Then I'll go one episode. Because I know I'm going to go home today. I'm going to sleep for 2.5 hours and wake up, watch the Champions League, then go back to sleep. So I plan my day very meticulously, be surprised. Around the end of 2024, my wife attended a play on Ramayan, Hamare Ram, featuring Ashutosh Rana, and she loved the play. I've heard very good things about it, actually. I know other people who watched it as well. I was wondering if any of you caught the play or other plays which you could review. Along with my weekend hafta, I also often catch a podcast from Sunday Suspense featuring many Bengali horror stories. Cue Niku to make a horror joke. Well,
Bengal had some of the best horror stories, though.
yeah.
Also, we have
But
the
now they've
largest
come to
number.
Delhi.
No, we have the largest number of ghosts.
And chudels.
Yeah, and churels. We have many types of churels.
And many of them are now in NCR, I've heard.
all in one person.
No, they are scattered around.
They scattered.
Sunday Suspense first featured as a radio show. Given ours interest in horror, I wonder if she has got the same.
No,
Were you aware?
no.
Keep up the Panton reviews. So I will tell you about one Ramayan that I watched, which was put up. Now I think the Qatar embassy is there. In Chanakyapuri, it used to be this big patch of just land which had shrubs and wild shrubs growing. Amir Raza Hussain had set up a platform
Oh, I'd watched it also. It moved.
with a track. So the stage did not change.
Very
That
well done.
entire track, the platform moved, and Shekhar Suman was Ram, and Ravan was played by this guy who's in a lot of Anurag Kashyap films. He's really good.
Okay.
I forget his name.
Hmm.
I think he died recently. He played Ravan. An actor by the name of Ali Khan, who became pretty big in TV for a
Yeah.
while, played Lakshman, directed by Amir Raza Hussain. However, if today that were to happen, Ali Khan would be stoned. Amir Raza Hussain's house would be
Yeah.
blackened at how dare you make Ramayan. There'd be a ghirao of that area. There are no empty patches left in Delhi, which are just shrubs and forest. So
I had just shifted. to
those of you
Delhi.
who watched it back then, that was the Delhi I remember. That was
Yeah.
the Delhi I loved. I'll have you know, my school,
Hmm.
the best thing about it, which used to be midterm, where you had to go for a trek. I've been to Gomukh, I've been to Gangotri, Yamunotri, I've been to Hemkund Sahib, I've trekked
Yeah.
Kumaon. They've discontinued that because it's unsafe to send children anymore.
Yeah.
This is the
We should be
fucking
proud
world.
of
But
ourselves.
yeah, good. We are
Yeah.
world
Best.
is saying salam. Salam. Vishwaguru. Salam.
You can go to Anantara. Anantara nahi.
Whatever the fuck it
What
is.
Bantara?
Yeah. And get pictures click like this.
Yeah.
Sher
you can go
aaya,
to
sher
Bantara
aaya.
instead. Huh. Izaz has written, Hi, I want to read this. Huh? Hi, Abhinandan and Rajyasree. I hope you are both happy with this show, as am I. First, I would like to thank Abhinandan for the cheerful song, and I think an outro?
Outro. Matlab intro, outro.
Outro should always be sung by you. Just a suggestion. Also, I'm already a subscriber, and I hope it brings a bit of happiness to
Thank
you.
you.
It does.
Ijaz. Appreciate it.
I recently watched the new Indiana Jones movie, and I think the ending wasn't as good as expected. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Harrison Ford, by the way, couldn't present because he has got what Amitabh Bachchan has been doing a PSA ad for so long on the radio, shingles.
Shingles.
I don't think people get shingles anymore, but they clearly do. Recently bought a book titled Ibn Fadlan and the Land of Darkness. The book gives an account of the ship burial in the Viking lands. Yeah, it's so a friend of mine wants to be buried like this. Basically, they put you on a boat, sail you off, and they
Fire.
shoot.
I've
yeah.
seen Norseman. Have you seen
yeah,
Norseman?
Yeah.
It's
which
so
was
funny
so
when
good.
they do.
What a good show. The
Valhalla.
treatment of the dead man's mistress and the whole funeral process. What do they do with his mistress? If you're interested in it, give it a try. Thank you. P.S. The sound of, you're really going to regret saying this now. The sound of Rajyasree's laugh is similar to the cough of a patient suffering from asthma. I actually have asthma, Izaz, so I'm quite upset by what you've written.
Now, Ijaz, you're going to be
Okay.
guilt trip. She's playing. Don't fall
And-
for it.
But I don't have asthma. But it's a good thing to say.
But Ijaz, okay, so I will give you another song at the end of the outro
Oh,
today.
no, he did not. Just one person has said so. You'll have to do, please.
But you know the one. There's a new Indiana Jones film. I didn't even know.
अरे new नहीं है मतलब 4-5 years it's been.
Oh, Ijaz, you're my kind of guy.
He's doing
4-5 years ago, high five, Ijaz.
I'll
We
tell
are-
you when it is.
We are both of the same vintage.
It's the one where they used
CGI.
yeah,
Okay, so Ijaz, yes. By our standards, it's
2023.
new.
Acha 2 years.
Oh, that's
Dialogue
not bad.
Destiny.
That's not bad. 2 years, not bad.
But he's so hot.
So, Kunal Rancho Das says, you guys are awesome and love the banter between Mr. Sekhri and Miss Sen and wouldn't mind other guests or hosts on the show, but make sure they sign up for similar banter and intellectual wavelengths. Not like Mrs. Shalini Pasi, please. Kunal, be nice.
Abhinandan's feeling bad.
Now to talk about Miss Sen and Miss Pandey's opinion on the movie Mrs. and its comparison with the original The Great Indian Kitchen was incorrect on few observations, which I don't blame them, as The Great Indian Kitchen came out few years back and they wouldn't remember it. The protagonist from TGIK was a rebel, whereas Richa from Mrs. was not.
Correct.
Religion and misogynies from it weren't highlighted in Mrs. at all.
Okay.
Basically,
Religion wasn't.
the misogyny that emerges from religion wasn't highlighted. Kitchen and sink disgusting shots and the plumbing issues weren't cinematically captured well in Mrs. and couldn't generate the reaction
Horrible.
as TGIK could. Mutual satisfaction and foreplay was discussed in both the films. Mr. Sekhri clearly missed it, sadly. Go on then, NL. Cheerio.
Thank
Cheerio,
you.
old chap, Kunal.
Priyansh has written, hi there, my partner and I listen to the News Laundry podcast together. And the following is an email from her. I had a lot of fun listening to the latest episode. Not a fan of the generic banter between Abhinandan and Rajyasree, but still nice. I just have one request. I don't think we can fulfill this request. Please give a spoiler alert or just don't give spoilers. I say every time spoilers ahead.
We should just make that a standard.
Like smoking is injurious to your health. We'll have it always over there. You can have a ta-dum like sound before and after.
Good point. We can put it in post-production.
Yeah.
Yes. Really make a note.
One more thing. So
Da-dang.
if someone wants to forward, they can. I wish you had not explained in detail the story of Anuja. Have you seen the reels by Filmy Monica on Instagram? She reviews them, but I think does a good job without spoiling anything. Different people do it differently. Also, I would have liked a more detailed discussion and analysis of the show and movie rather than just informing Abhinandan of the existence and giving him a brief of the story. I had a more detailed discussion on the theme of Mrs. Other movies on this topic, why it came on Sony Live and how that would affect the reach of the film with my partner on a phone call. I want to listen to older episodes, but I expect them to have spoilers without alert. No, I say spoiler every time, by the way. And the older episodes will be of stuff, Akanksha, which you've already watched, so it's fine. So I plan to watch the show's movies first and then listen to the episode. Good, smart. Thanks, and hope to listen to more fun episodes from you guys. Thanks, Akanksha and Priyansh.
So thank you, Priyansh and Akanksha. But Akanksha, though you did not dwell on it, but I think in passing you suggested that my role in this show is not to watch or review anything because I don't watch stuff.
It's just to get a recap
the
from me.
ladies just tell me what I missed.
And explain storyline.
It's a very casually delivered insult.
Yeah.
Classy. Nice.
Like Wikipedia. You can go ask us, what is the story? Then we tell you the story. Then you say, now I won't watch it anymore.
Okay, now Kashmira has written a 34-word
this we will read.
Love it. Love your shows. Just watch The White Lotus Season 3, Mrs. Beer Biceps Rao, Awful and Awesome, Episode 380. But why diss our beloved fickle Bombay? Sniff, sniff. That is all. Makes my day best, Kashmira. Did we trash Bombay? Fickle? Did we call Bombay? I mean, I may have because I've said stuff about Bombay. But
why would we say that?
But I just want to say, this whole fat thing that the Congress spokesperson Shama Mohammed, everyone's going.
What? What has happened? I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? They had very primetime debates on it. She said Rohit Sharma, the captain of the Indian cricket team. I don't know exactly what she said.
That's what she said.
She mentioned on that he's fat. Whatever.
He's a little chubby.
He is. And like I've said often.
But you should have given your views.
I did not want to give my views at that time because I've given them so many times in the past. I've got a little bit of abuse.
Say it.
Cricket is not a sport, in my view. Cricket is a game.
And what is the reason? Inzamam ul Haq is such a good cricketer. How can he be?
Baseball, cricket, you don't require athleticism. And in my view, I'm not saying that is a law of physics. If something does not require a minimum level of athleticism, you cannot put it in the category of sport. You should put it in the category of game, like darts, billiards, chess, carom. Golf, Trump probably is a single handicap player.
No.
It's not a sport. But anyway, so that was my view.
So that's what she said. I was wondering what has she said about Rohit Sharma.
Anyway, so that was ridiculous. So
Okay.
Sai's email is 219 words
No.
and Yutan Sunya's is 220 words, which we shall read next episode then, because otherwise we'll run out of time.
Asha's. Let's read Asha's.
Okay.
Hi, Abhinandan and Rajyasree. Since a lot of notes came for Rajyasree in this episode asking Abhinandan to be nice to her, thought I must drop a note to tell him not to. Ready? In all honesty, Rajyasree, Abhinandan unabashedly being himself is what makes the podcast fun and cool. This is like saying a domestic abuser is just being himself. That's not
I'm
a
a
good
domestic
attitude.
abuser
I'm
now.
just saying it's like.
It's not like that.
It's like that.
Don't be like, what's his name?
What?
Donald Trump.
I watched the full State of the Union. No, I didn't. I watched 1 hour. Then I said, he's not shutting up only. I couldn't take it anymore. Watched The Great Indian Kitchen. The kitchen is also taking its prominence in the movie title, while the movie was both heart-wrenching and infuriating at the same time. I didn't understand.
Heart-wrenching and infuriating.
No, the kitchen also taking its prominence in the
Movie
Oh,
title. Probably
okay.
the title, how it comes
Okay.
up, the kitchen is...
Okay, keep going. The podcast is always a breath of fresh air and never ever stop these reviews. Mostly the banter. Thanks, Asha. Thank you, Asha.
Thank you, Asha. Appreciate it. And just say, I'm very nice. I just get a bad name.
You
That's
don't
all.
even know the half of it. Really,
Sriram
You're
Iyer
just-
says, A&R, don't know if you folks caught some of the subtle undertone and reference in the Great Indian Kitchen. When she walks out
didn't
of the
get
house
this.
and is on the roads, you can hear Ayappa chants in the background and some pandals on screen. So I didn't notice this. Fantastic. Thanks for pointing this out, Sriram. I thought it was a subtle dig at the religious chauvinism and how some religious nonsense is spewed to defend the archaic practice of restricting women's entry in the inner sanctum. Or am I imagining this? See, Sriram, after you've said this happened,
Yeah.
you can't end it with am I imagining? If you've said it, it's very clever. If it hasn't happened, we should suggest to the director do a recut and make this happen. Just change the background score. It's a fantastic idea.
Okay. One more. Let's just do.
Neha's. Neha has instructed how to read her mail. So please follow the instructions. It's like a screenplay.
Like this. I will have you know, Miss Sen, I have great taste. Saif Ali Khan, big brownie points there. This is true. Milan Soman. Dino Moria is a little sad on my list of thirst
What's that?
traps.
Dino Moria said Saif is not.
Saif is not. You can keep saying it, but Saif is
Okay.
not.
So Saif is hotter than Dino Moria.
Yeah. Because he has
Okay.
intellect also, na? Mr. Sekhri, I'm happy to break down my compliment. Black and white portraits, especially those with dramatic lighting, are often associated with or as they say in Delhi, sophistication, intellect, and a timeless appeal. Think of classic authors, philosophers, or filmmakers who are frequently depicted in such images.
Right.
Okay. A thirst trap typically refers to a social media post designed to attract admiration or attention, often for physical appeal. An intellectual thirst trap, however, is someone I might vomit right now. Someone who garners admiration not just for their looks, but also for their intellect, wit, or artistic aura. This is the type of person whose deep thoughts, eloquent speech, or bookish charm make them attractive. I don't know what bookish charm you think Abhinandan has. Oh, she's describing Saif. Deep thoughts, eloquent speech, or bookish.
And in the end, Rajyasree rolls her eyes again. You have to roll
No,
your
I'm
eyes.
vomiting on the side.
You're vomiting. Thank you, Neha, for
That's okay.
your compliments.
No
And
accounting for tears.
I take them graciously with humility in my heart. And there is Saurav's 168-word mail, size 219 words, and Yutan's 220-word mail will be read out in the next episode of Awful and Awesome Entertainment Rap. You can also mail us at podcasts@newslaundry.com. I repeat, podcasts@newslaundry.com. You can scan this, be a subscriber, then we can entertain your mails. Please try to keep them below 150 words so we can include more. But Rajyasree, what did you think of this promo?
आपको बहुत बड़ा सिकंदर समझता है। इंसाफ दिलाएगा तू? इंसाफ नहीं, इंसाफ करने आया हूँ। कायदे में रहो, फायदे में रहो। वरना शमशान या कब्रिस्तान में रहो।
तुम्हारे दुश्मनों में तुम इतने पॉपुलर हो
इतनी तो पॉपुलैरिटी है.
Like Severance, I have not understood this.
The promo.
Is he a cop?
No,
Is he a politician?
no,
He's
I don't
an
think so.
everyman. This is an everyman. But they've managed to remove the dark circle, not
but-
dark circles, the sacks
Yeah,
from
but the
under.
whole it has that comic type feel, na? Like which was that film Underworld
Mud,
City?
No, that other one also. Mud ko dard nahi hota hai.
No, no, too
Oh,
dark.
Sin City.
Sin City had that
What a
comic.
great film that
so
was.
it has that. It doesn't look like actual cinema. It looks like CGI created Salman Khan type. It is. If this film does well,
It's horrible.
I'll be shocked. I mean, no, actually, I shouldn't say I won't be
No.
shocked, but I'll be even more disappointed than I am with what works.
Did you like Bajrangi Bhaijaan? We
Yeah.
watched Bajrangi Bhaijaan
I watched. I
together.
like Bajrang Bhaijaan. It
I
had a good
cried.
story. Rajyasree cry in every fucking
No.
film. It's not.
I
breaking
cried
news.
and Bajrangi Bhaijaan was very sweet and like it made you cry.
You know, we've had this discussion so many times, so I won't say it. You've cried in worse films.
No. All I'm saying is Bajrangi Bhaijaan was very... There's another one he made also. Oh, that I did not like.
The-
Tiger,
I haven't
Zinda
watched
Hai.
the Tiger. I mean, I haven't. It was shit. The one about the wrestler where he's.
Oh,
and
that
Anushka
was
there.
nice also.
That wasn't bad.
Dangal, Sultan. Sultan was his
Sultan.
and this
Dangal
one
was
made
Amir's.
Dangal.
So I
Yeah.
like both. So, but yeah, it's just. I mean, I just can't tolerate him anymore. It's just very. It's just. Can't
But
watch
we are
it.
going to review Superman, the Christopher Reeve
The
story
documentary
next
film.
time.
Yes.
And there is a film that is coming out. I might watch this film. I don't know. I can't promise. Shonali Basu made a film out. You know, a friend of hers went to Switzerland and did that Dignitas euthanasia thing.
Oh. Okay.
And he had, he kept a journal, and also she's made a film about
That would
that,
be
which will be
interesting.
showing when I'm in Cal.
Arna, do you want to watch Roshans also? It's on Netflix. Like after. the
I've
sec-
watched Russians.
Oh, okay.
You
then-
can't review things which have come out 2 months back. That's why I'm looking at you thinking, what is
Dude, we've
Russians?
reviewed stuff that came out 5 years ago.
No, that we've had to because you watched it after 5 years. We can review Russians.
No, if your parameter that I can only review stuff that is recent, then I can never review anything.
This attitude is what is poor. You get 0 for attitude. I get A for attitude. You
I'm
get
saying, why is your marks in attitude? Why is the metric letters and mine numbers?
Because I could not think quickly enough. you get E for attitude. I get A for attitude.
and you get Sabzi for attendance.
I'm just saying.
You get Sabzi for attendance, and we get Malai Kofta for grammar. Like
No,
let's
I'm
make
just-
no sense at all.
Yeah, but
let's go completely fucking
also,
nonsense.
I want, if anyone wants to write in and tell me whether they figured out who will die in White Lotus. So my theory is that the young girlfriend will die. You get it? The one who's in Dairy Girl, she's going to die. So, because someone dies every time. One
I see,
person gets knocked off.
So on that note, we must thank our wonderful sound recordist Anil Kumar and our wonderful producer Priyali and our producer Hassan, who is also sitting and switching the cameras. And Rajyasree, would you like to sing a song as an outro, or should that responsibility be left to me as well? So okay, I'll do it. Thank you,
I
Miss
can
Sen.
sing.
Thank you, Miss Sen.
Shall I sing?
Thank you, Miss Sen.
Thank you, Mr. Sekhri.
At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. I've already sung this, I think.
No, this you've sung not over here. You've sung otherwise you do properly.
And I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here without that look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. Had I known for just 1 minute you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go.
Okay, enough.
Walk out the door.
Who is the
Just
singer?
turn around. Huh?
Who is the singer? Name the singer.
Tina Turner.
No.
Cyndi Lauper.
Gloria Gaynor.
Gloria Gaynor.
I was going to
I knew
say
it was
something.
either Gigi or Cece or TT.
Very bad. Gloria Gaynor is the singer. Listen to the original, then you'll know what he's done to the song.
Thank you, Miss Sen.
Thank you, Mr. Sekhri.
And it's a wrap.
Journalism at News Laundry is powered by the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.